Hey everybody, this is Troy over at Uncomfortable Truths. Thanks for checking me out. So today we have to talk about the Trump supporters who are becoming more and more unhinged in their defense of Donald Trump. Now, keep in mind that right now what Donald Trump is doing is defending a bunch of PDF files, but I guess we shouldn't be surprised from a guy who said this about Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is.
So this is where we're at with the president of the United States right now. You have Donald Trump literally coming out and saying that he wishes Ghislaine Maxwell well. The problem with this is that Ghislaine Maxwell is a convicted offender of children. Ghislaine Maxwell helped Jeffrey Epstein run an illegal sex operation involving minors. This is disgusting, and it's something that shouldn't be tolerated. But let's take a look at this article from Mediaite, because honestly, guys, the defense for this is getting completely wild. So this is in Mediaite. We've got Trump pals spin Ghislaine Maxwell as victim in bat-shittiest Epstein twist yet. And this is going to get pretty wild, guys. So the collective whiplash among journalists and court watchers this week is understandable. After years of deflecting, dismissing, and denying any connection to the sex trafficking scandal surrounding Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, Donald Trump's orbit is now testing a jaw-dropping pivot. Ghislaine Maxwell is a victim. But we need to keep in mind who Ghislaine Maxwell is. Ghislaine Maxwell is a convicted sex offender who trafficked children in order to be assaulted by the most powerful people in the world, probably because she wanted to help Jeffrey Epstein blackmail them. And this is the person that MAGA is now defending. They're defending the people that did these most awful crimes and actually went after children. So I don't want to hear anything about how MAGA actually wants to defend people if you're defending this. Because the Trump administration, they're the ones that are hiding this. So let's keep going with the story here. On Friday night, CNN's Maggie Haberman revealed something both stunning and depressingly familiar. That people close to Trump are floating the idea that Maxwell, currently serving a 20-year sentence for conspiring to sexually abuse underage girls, might be a victim of Epstein, and more cynically, of political enemies. Meanwhile, Newsmax's Greg Kelly, a longtime Trump loyalist and right-wing media mouthpiece, is now openly floating the idea that Maxwell, like Trump, was set up. All right, look, who set you up? This did not happen. So how is this supposed to work? Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were together for decades. And Jeffrey Epstein, who, remember, was already a convicted sex offender and given a sweetheart deal where he was allowed to leave the jail 6 days a week for 12 hours a day, and the police functioned more as a private security detail than they did in actual prison guards. So I'm supposed to believe that somehow these two people were just, misloved, misinterpreted? No, that isn't true. And the reason why they're getting these sweetheart details is because both Republicans and Democrats, and it's not just politicians, guys. It was people like Noam Chomsky, Bill Gates. It was leaders in their industries, leaders in education from all over the world. Well, these people are on the list. These people are probably caught doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. And that's why they're being protected. And now you want me to believe that all of a sudden I'm supposed to feel sorry for this lady, or that this person who is a complete monster and honestly should probably be given the death penalty, I'm supposed to believe that she's just fine. Nah, I'm not buying it. This, of course, comes just days after reports that Maxwell held 2 off-the-book meetings with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Yes, the same Todd Blanche who served as Trump's defense attorney in multiple criminal cases. Suddenly, the Department of Justice, under the thumb of a Trump-aligned leadership, is reportedly offered a proffer deal, a form of immunity, in exchange for Maxwell's cooperation in the still smoldering Epstein scandal. So let's pause for a reality check. Ghislaine Maxwell is not a victim. She was convicted by a jury of her peers. She was found guilty on 5 counts, including sex trafficking of a minor, transporting a minor with the intent to engage in criminal sexual activity, and conspiracy to entice minors to travel to engage in illegal sex acts. The sentencing judge called her crimes heinous and predatory. And again, this is the person that Donald Trump is now defending and saying that he wishes her well. The idea that she was merely manipulated by Epstein, who died under suspicious circumstances in federal custody in 2019, is not just revisionist, it's grotesque. Maxwell wasn't some clueless socialite. She was his chief recruiter, a key player in a global trafficking ring that destroyed countless lives. To reframe her as a pawn now, simply because it may serve Donald Trump's legal or political ambitions, is both offensive and dangerous. Yeah, it is both of those things, but that is what Trump and what his right-wing sycophants want you to believe. They're now willing to protect this horrible person in order to protect Donald Trump. So if you are part of a movement that requires you to defend pedophiles, maybe you shouldn't be part of that political movement, because it's obvious that's what they're doing, and it's disgusting. Why this sudden reversal? It's pure panic. The Trump administration's handling of the Epstein files, particularly the recent declassification dump, has been widely mocked as a debacle. Initial declarations of case closed have quickly devolved into chaos, with the DOJ backpedaling and offering deals to the very people it once labeled as predators. Now, there is some hope here because not all of MAGA world is buying it, and we're getting some unexpected allies here. So even within MAGA world, cracks are forming. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, hardly a paragon of law and order consistency, said flatly this week that Maxwell can't be trusted, and she is 100% right, albeit for the wrong reasons. Maxwell's potential deal with Trump's DOJ presents a terrifying scenario. She flips, names a slew of Trump's political rivals who, let's be honest, they are mostly going to be Democrats, while exonerating Trump himself, despite boatloads of photographic evidence and first-person accounts of his deep decades-long friendship with Epstein. Trump, of course, insists he never liked Epstein, a claim that has become harder to swallow with each resurfaced image of the two partying together in Palm Beach or at Mar-a-Lago. The record, both photographic and testimonial, say otherwise. So that's where we're at now with MAGA world. In order to protect Donald Trump, you have people who are literally defending those who have been criminally convicted of assaulting minors. Now, if your political movement requires you to defend PDF files, just maybe that isn't a political movement that you want to be a part of. So everybody, that's the uncomfortable truth of what's going on with MAGA today. Do me a favor, hit like and subscribe, and share the uncomfortable truths. I'll talk to you soon, everybody.